So, today we just got a little mod in the mail. It's nothing big, nothing crazy. There is a dead bug on my hood. That's annoying. I'm gonna have to wash this thing. So let's get this hood popped up. Yes, the stock hood is back on the car, by the way. Carbon fiber one's in that box. Carbon fiber one I'm getting ready to sell. I wanted to go a different way with it, so we will be getting a new hood sometime in the near future. So for now, orange hood's back in the car. Anyways, so we got a new mod. Nothing big, nothing crazy, but it is something I've been meaning to get for a while, and that would be this right here, the UPR 100 PSI check valve. Now this is going to go in place. Now, as some of you guys know, I have a UPR catch can, and I've been tuned since, let's see, 3,000 miles I believe it is, and I now have, what do I have? Almost 19,000 miles on the car now. So this right here is going to be something I should have done a while ago, because the check valve that comes with the kit isn't exactly meant for the kind of boost my car's pushing. So, like I was saying, this check valve is going to go, let's see if you guys can see it down here. There's a hose that goes to the intake manifold right down here, and this, it's hard to see. This check valve right here, let me see if I can get some light in there. This check valve right here is going to be the one that's getting replaced, because a lot of them, what happens is basically there's like, I believe there's a ball in this one. I don't know if there's a flap or a ball in that one, but basically it'll end up just basically blowing out. You'll be able to see right through the valve. I'm not 100% sure on how all this works, so don't quote me on this. But it's definitely something I've been told over and over is necessary for a car running above stock boost levels. So I figured I would go ahead and get it. It was $52. I believe I paid for it. So not too bad. Just have to replace there's two check valves in this. This is a dual valve catch can. There's two check valves. So there is one, this hose is the one that goes to the intake manifold right down here. Then there's another check valve right here which goes to the intake right before the turbo. This one is fine. You don't have to touch this one. Don't need to replace it. Nothing like that. This is the one that needs to get replaced, so I'm going to switch over to my other camera and we're going to get to it. Alright, so switch to my other camera. What we have to do is we have to replace the check valve that's already in line, so I have the hose kind of pulled up so we got some room to work with here. And basically what we're going to do is it's just like a Christmas tree connection almost. That's how I like to explain it. So you can basically just pull it off of the hose. So you just go ahead and pull like this. You gotta pull pretty good though. It takes a little bit of twisting and pulling to get off. Let's see. And then, come on. Alright, it's off. And then these are just loose on the end. So make sure not to lose track of these, because they'll just fall off into your engine bay somewhere. I usually just put them off to the side. So we're going to compare the difference between the two. Let's see. This right here is going to be the one that comes with the UPR kit. This is the 100 PSI. So as you can see, it's a pretty large difference. So let's go ahead and get this one replaced. Alright, so we're going to take these little caps that came off of the actual hose that we took off so that we didn't lose them. We're going to put one back on the end here, and what we're going to do is the arrow is going to be facing towards the intake manifold, is how it came off. So basically there are three arrows on there, and we want them facing this way, towards the intake manifold. So we're going to put it in just like this. It's a very snug fit. Then we're going to get that other end piece that we took off the hose coming from the intake manifold right here. Make sure to put this back on. Get this snugged back up in here. Push it in nice and tight. This valve seems to be a little bit of a tighter fit compared to the one that came with the kit. But get it all snugged up, get your hose back where it needs to be, make sure that it's nice and tight in there, and that's about it. So, like I was saying, basically what they say happens is with these ones that come with the UPR kit, basically it will, since you're pushing, I think the ones This one right here is good for about 22 psi or so. I've been pushing 25 psi for 16,000 miles now. Looks good. I've seen people that have looked down the middle of them. You can see straight through them. I don't see any light coming through there, so it's probably still good, but I guess they wear over time, so there's no point in risking it. And you know, I don't know that it would do crazy damage to the engine or anything, but it probably wouldn't do its function. The whole thing with this catch can is it works under boost and vacuum. So basically, you're catching oil under boost or under vacuum, no matter when you're driving the car. Other catch cans aren't like that. So that's the whole deal with this one. That's why it's they hype it up so much. That's why they make it sound like such a good catch can. But obviously, if your check valve isn't working correctly, you're not going to get the full potential out of the catch can. So yeah, that's about it for the install of the UPR 100 psi check valve. That was just a little install I want to show you, talk about the valve, why you need it, why I got it. Cheap little thing. Another thing I want to talk about. So, I've been seeing a lot of people running these cars, no intercooler, no upgraded intercooler, and no spark plugs, no step coulter spark plugs with a tune. I'm not here to tell you what to do. It's not my job to tell you what to do. I'm here to give advice, to show you my car, show you what I'm doing with my car, show you car meets, all that kind of stuff. That's what I do. But just a friendly bit of advice here. If you are planning on tuning your car, modifying your car whatsoever, I just recommend you do it the way you're supposed to, the way the tuners recommend, you know, to keep the car as happy as possible. Because the stock spark plugs on these cars are not good. So I got those out, I think, at 3,000 miles. Right when I tuned the car, I got rid of those. And I used Densos off of Tune Plus's website. They come pre-gapped, great, no problem having to gap them. You just buy them like that, check the gap when they get there, throw them in the car. If you are going to tune the car, please do the proper upgrades you need to do, the supporting mods you need to do to tune it. Because there have been multiple people that have issues misfiring, blowing the engine from, you know, continual use of or continual driving of the car while it's misfiring, running on crappy plugs. So I mean, if you're going to modify your car, just please do it correctly. Like I always recommend, get an intercooler, like I have. I have the Levels intercooler right down there. And Levels, Speed Factory, ETS, they're all good intercoolers. I've had people in the comments on these videos say, you don't need an intercooler till you're making 450 horsepower. Or you don't need someone said, I think it was, you don't need a front mount intercooler as opposed to a stock location, which would fit down here instead of the whole thing, until you're making 450 wheel horsepower. First of all, 450 wheel is past the safe limit of these engines, so that's completely ridiculous. Second of all, that's not true whatsoever, because it's pretty much known by the majority of EcoBoost owners that these front mounts, like the ETS, like the Levels, like Speed Factory, do a great job at keeping charge temps down. Now, I already made a video talking about mods not to do to your car, and people threw a fit over the whole intercooler comment, so I'm not even going to go into that. But get an intercooler, get a good one. Get spark plugs, step coulter, make sure they're gapped correctly, or buy them pre-gapped. That's all I had to say about that, because I've been seeing a lot of people having issues with, you know, their cars because they don't have the right spark plugs in them. They have stock spark plugs, or they don't have an intercooler, stuff like that. So anyways, guys, just a quick video I thought I would throw together, give a little bit of advice, show install of the check valve. So like always, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and as always, have a great day.